Oh my God, you guys won't believe this. I have been researching for this video for like ever. Like I'm talking weeks. Okay, maybe not weeks, but it felt like weeks because what I found was so disturbing. I'm talking about like real conspiracies, like the kind of stuff that keeps you up at night, the kind of stuff that makes you question everything you thought you knew about the world. What if I told you that some of history's biggest events were lies? Governments, empires, and powerful figures have spent centuries hiding the truth, and today, we're exposing them. Get ready to go down the rabbit hole, because we are about to uncover the biggest cover-ups in history. Okay, so, the Library of Alexandria, you guys know about this, right? It was like the biggest, most important library in the ancient world. It had like scrolls and books from all over the place. It was basically like the internet before the internet, you know? Like imagine if all of Wikipedia and all the books on Amazon and all of YouTube like disappeared. That's how big of a deal this was. But then like, boom, it burned down, gone. History tells us that it was an accident, that some random fire like started and destroyed everything, but like, come on, this is what they want you to think. I mean, think about it. This was like the most important collection of knowledge in the world. Don't you think they would have had, like, fireproof vaults or something? And the timing of it all, it's just too suspicious. Some people think that, like, Julius Caesar accidentally burned it down, but I don't know, you guys. It just doesn't add up. Why would he do that? Others think that, like, early Christians might have done it because they thought the scrolls were, like, blasphemous or something. But that doesn't really make sense either because, like, Christians weren't really a thing yet when the library burned down. So, like, what really happened? I think that someone, or some group of people, wanted to control knowledge. They wanted to erase history, to control what people knew and didn't know. And what better way to do that than to destroy the biggest library in the world? It's like if you wanted to control the internet today, you wouldn't just shut down Google. You'd have to like destroy all the servers, all the data centers, everything. That's what happened to the Library of Alexandria. It was a deliberate act of censorship designed to keep us in the dark. And the scariest part is, we may never know the truth about what really happened. All those scrolls, all that knowledge gone forever. It's like a part of our history has been erased. Okay, so this next one is seriously messed up, you guys. Like, seriously, it's called MK Ultra, and it's basically about how the CIA was secretly drugging people in the 1950s and 60s. Like, they were giving people LSD and other drugs without their knowledge or consent to see if they could control their minds. I mean, can you even imagine? They were doing this to, like, regular people too, like college students and prisoners and even people in mental hospitals. They were basically using them as guinea pigs, and they didn't even care. And the worst part is, a lot of these people, like, they never even knew what happened to them. They just woke up one day and they were like, what the hell happened to me? And the CIA, like, they tried to cover the whole thing up. They destroyed a lot of the records, but like, some of them got out. And what those records show is seriously disturbing. They show that the CIA was trying to create like mind-controlled assassins, and that they were also interested in using these drugs for interrogation purposes. Like, they wanted to be able to get people to talk, even if they didn't want to. And the thing is, we don't even know the full extent of what they did because like, they destroyed so many of the records. But what we do know is seriously messed up. It's just like a reminder that the government isn't always looking out for our best interests. Sometimes they're willing to do some pretty messed up things in the name of national security, and that is seriously scary. Chapter 3, the Tuskegee Experiment. This actually happened in America. Okay, you guys, this next one is really hard to talk about, but it's important. It's called the Tuskegee Syphilis study, and it's basically about how the US government deliberately let a group of black men die from syphilis, just so they could study the disease. Like, I'm not even kidding, this actually happened. They started the study in 1932, and they recruited 600 black men from Macon County, Alabama. They told these men that they were being treated for bad blood, which was a catch-all term for a bunch of different ailments back then. But they weren't being treated at all. The government researchers, they never told the men that they had syphilis. They just let the disease run its course, even though they knew that penicillin could cure it. They did this for 40 years, you guys, 40 years. They let these men suffer and they let them die, all in the name of science. And the worst part is, a lot of these men, they didn't even know what was happening to them. They thought they were getting free healthcare from the government. Can you imagine, like, trusting your government, your doctors, only to find out that they've been lying to you this whole time? The study finally ended in 1972 after a whistleblower went to the press. But by then, it was too late for a lot of the men. Many of them had already died from syphilis, and others had passed the disease on to their wives and children. The Tuskegee Syphilis study is a stain on American history. It's a reminder of how far we've come, but also how far we still have to go. Chapter 4. The Dreyfus Affair. They blamed the Jewish guy. Okay, so this next one takes place in France, but it's still really messed up. It's called the Dreyfus Affair, and it's basically about how the French government framed an innocent Jewish army officer for treason, just to cover up their own mistakes. So, it all started in 1894, when someone found a letter in a trash can at the German embassy in Paris. The letter was written in French, and it contained military secrets. The French army, they were freaking out. They needed to find the traitor, and they needed to find him fast. So they started investigating, and they quickly zeroed in on this one guy, Alfred Dreyfus. Dreyfus was a captain in the French army, and he was Jewish. Now, at the time, there was a lot of anti-Semitism in France. Like, a lot. And so the army, they were like, well, he's Jewish, so he must be guilty. They didn't have any real evidence against him, but they didn't care. They just wanted to pin it on someone, and Dreyfus was an easy target. So they arrested him, and they put him on trial for treason. The trial was a total sham. They didn't let Dreyfus see all the evidence against him, and they used forged documents to make him look guilty. In the end, Dreyfus was convicted of treason, and he was sentenced to life in prison on Devil's Island, which was this horrible penal colony off the coast of South America. Dreyfus always maintained his innocence, and his family, they never gave up on him. And eventually, the truth came out. It turned out that the real traitor was this other guy, a major in the French army. And the army had known about it all along, but they had covered it up to protect their own. Can you believe that? They framed an innocent man, and they sent him to prison for life, just to cover up their own asses. Eventually, Dreyfus was exonerated, and he was reinstated in the army. But the Dreyfus Affair left a lasting scar on France. It showed how deep-seated anti-Semitism was in French society, and it raised serious questions about the integrity of the French government. Chapter 5. The Gulf of Tonkin Incident, the Vietnam War Starter Pack. Okay, so this last one is about the Vietnam War. You guys know about the Vietnam War, right? It was this long, drawn-out conflict that, tore America apart. And it all started with a lie. In August of 1964, the US government claimed that North Vietnamese torpedo boats had attacked 2 American destroyers in the Gulf of Tonkin off the coast of Vietnam. This was a really big deal, a really big deal. The US had been supporting South Vietnam in its fight against communist North Vietnam, but they hadn't actually committed ground troops to the conflict yet. But after the Gulf of Tonkin incident, everything changed. President Lyndon B. Johnson went on national television, and he told the American people that North Vietnam had launched an unprovoked attack on US forces. He asked Congress for the authority to use military force in Vietnam, and Congress gave it to him. And just like that, America was at war. But here's the thing, the Gulf of Tonkin incident never happened. It never happened at all. The US destroyers, they weren't attacked by North Vietnamese torpedo boats. They were out there, sailing around in the Gulf of Tonkin, and they thought they saw something on their radar. But it turned out to be nothing. But the Johnson administration, they didn't care. They saw the Gulf of Tonkin incident as an opportunity to escalate the war in Vietnam, and they weren't going to let the truth get in the way. They lied to Congress, they lied to the American people, and they sent hundreds of thousands of American soldiers to fight and die in a war that was based on a lie. The Gulf of Tonkin incident is a prime example of how governments can manipulate information and use fear to justify going to war. It's a reminder that we should always be skeptical of what our governments tell us, especially when it comes to war. Oh my God, you guys, I am shook. I knew that governments kept secrets, but I had no idea it was this bad. These cover-ups are seriously messed up. Which cover-up shocked you the most? Vote in the poll below. I need to know I'm not the only one who finds this stuff disturbing. Let me know in the comments which secret you think is the most messed up and why. And don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell so you don't miss any of my upcoming conspiracy videos. We're exposing hidden history every week.